All righty, Humboldt State Tonight, joined by Kevin Atkins now, the HSU men's basketball team, and senior year with us. I can't believe first time actually joining us here on the show. So on my behalf, our apologies. I can't believe this is just getting started here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. All right, the Lumberjacks, obviously the expectations were the story with the men's team coming in this year. They're going to be the best in the West. They're this, they're that. Next thing you know, 1-2 out the gate. And if you want to throw the UCLA game in there, losses adding up for a team that has been hearing how good they are. How tough was that start for you guys?
Well, it was pretty tough. I mean, we had a lot of high expectations, I think we were trying to play too much into that we know we're already good. We're already into that hype that we're supposed to be the best. So I think that now we settled down a little bit and we're trying to play a little bit better.
So where does the confidence come from? Is it, is it the fans? Is it the media? Do you think maybe it's the coaches, or was it the players? So internally, I mean, I know you guys are so good. You have confidence, but where's that line, I guess, between overconfidence and just the right confidence?
I think Coach Wood helped us last week, especially after our loss to Western Oregon, figuring out where we are and what we need to do to be on the right track and not already assuming that everybody's going to give it to us.
Yeah, I had him on last week. He was kind of fired up.
Yeah,
he was like, he's tired of hearing about how good they were. And it was interesting, Kevin. He just said, he came out and he said, it wasn't X's and O's, it wasn't this, it wasn't shots. He says, we weren't tough enough.
Yeah, pretty
Do you
much.
agree with that?
Yeah, it was. It just, defensively, we just weren't getting it done. And that's what killed us. And so we just had to make sure we fixed that. In the last 2 games, I think we did a good job of it.
And did that start on the defensive end, you think?
Yes, everything we did pretty much for the last week and a half was just straight defense.
And now a lot of the great sports cliches out there, if you play good defense, that will lead to good offense. Did you find that to be the case?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can score all the points you want, but if you can't stop anybody, you're going to be in trouble.
So despite the slow start, 1-2, I mean, obviously it wasn't that big of a deal. You come right back. Early conference games, and you know how important these conference games are. You played in the GNAC up at Alaska Fairbanks, of course, and now in the CC2A. It's got to feel good to be 2-0 right off the get-go.
It is. I mean, right now we're sitting high on the horse, and we just want to keep, getting these wins and staying undefeated in the league.
Now, I know basketball is basketball, but what's the difference when you play in here? Now, granted, we're missing a huge factor of the fans right now, but what do you think about when you come in to the new Lumberjack Arena makes you guys a better team?
Well, it's great because when I was in Fairbanks, we had like maybe 30 people in the fans at any given game. So coming in here and have a lot of support from the fans, it gets you hyped up and get you a lot of energy. And why don't you go out there and play hard?
Right. And did you guys ever think about maybe if you put hockey skates on or something, more people would come out to the games?
Yeah, maybe, because it seemed like the hockey team did get more fans than us.
How does a guy from Long Beach, and I mean, people always say, oh, Southern California people at Humboldt. Well, how about Fairbanks? What was that transition like?
It was one of the most random things probably happened to me. Originally, I was supposed to go to Dominguez Hills.
Okay.
And I got a call from Mendoza. He was the assistant coach.
Rich Mendoza, of course, the coach down at CR now.
Yeah, he was the assistant coach at Fairbanks. He asked if I wanted to give it a shot, and I talked to my parents about it and decided to do it.
That's definitely a change of pace instead of, heading up the 405, I guess, to Dominguez Hills. And I'll never forget, Rich told me one time, his first year there, of course, because he was at Humboldt State before that. And I said, hey, how's Fairbanks? He said, it's great, man. It's 3 in the afternoon. It's 2 below zero, and it's pitch black. I mean, that's got to be a tough go. So talk about leaving Fairbanks and coming to Humboldt State and maybe the role that Rich played in that.
I mean, it was great. After being in Fairbanks for 2 years, we didn't have a great team, and our record was pretty bad. So
and there's some coaching changes took place.
Yeah, we lost our whole coaching staff after my freshman year. So I was trying to find somewhere new I can get a fit in. And Mendoza said this would be a good place for me. And I talked to Coach Kinder and Coach Woods, and they seemed to like it, and I liked it here. So.
And obviously you're a big part of that team now. And you get to play, I'm sure, in front of your home folks down in Long Beach.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
you
the
get to
great
play
part,
at Dominguez Hills, but you got Dominguez Hills, San Diego, Cal State LA, the UCLA game, a lot of opportunities in Southern California.
Yeah, it's great. I get to see my family all the time, so as opposed to once a year when I was in Fairbanks.
Okay, Humboldt State, you guys this year moving forward, do you think you can be as good as everyone thinks you were? Or is that something you guys now just need to really just focus on game in, game out in that defense you were talking about earlier?
I think more or less we're going to focus on game in, game out, just getting done one game at a time, not to play too much into the hype and just take care of business as it comes.
Now, how is a guy like Brian Morris affected what you do down in the low post? I mean, you're, returning star into this league, and obviously Brian is a heck of a player. What's the dynamic been like down low for you?
It's great. It takes the load off everybody. It gives him, he's the biggest guy out there. He can get the rebounds. He can score inside a lot easier than I can. So it takes a lot of pressure off everybody else.
Now, what about those? I know you're looking to score, and Woody's a big fundamental guy, but we love some of those monster dunks. you throw it out in here. For the folks like myself, and I'm sure a couple other people watching who will never have that opportunity, what's it like just throwing down a nasty dunk in front of 2,000?
It's always great. I get the feeling everybody stands up, yelling your name. It's great.
What's the best part of your game?
Probably my dunks.
Your dunks?
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Definitely the most spectacular. I don't know if it's the best. He's got a lot of good parts of his game. After this year, this season's going to be over before you know it. I know we've got a long way to go. But, from a kid from Long Beach who, was at Fairbanks for a little bit and now here in Arcata, California, what does the future over the next year or two hold for you?
Well, I'm going to try, go overseas and play basketball professionally. I talked to Coach Wood over summer. He thinks that I have a good chance of doing that if I keep maintaining a high level of play.
And, of course, you look at the guys right now, Grayson Moyer, you got Devin Peel over there, Austin Nichols. I'm forgetting somebody. Kevin Johnson, of course. He's a pretty good post player, guys like that. How has that helped you guys, and when you come to Humboldt State, to know actually there is a future in basketball beyond what goes on right here?
That was one of my concerns coming here, what's the next step after this, and seeing that there's a lot of people who have been successful in this program and able to go on after that, it gave me good hope.
So what does European basketball mean to you, or just a little, to people who don't know? I mean, obviously they know about the NBA, and after that they may not know what's going on, but there's actually a lot of opportunities for pro basketball, not necessarily here in the States, but overseas.
Yeah, there is a lot of opportunity for basketball, and I think it's a great, opportunity to go abroad, live different places, see different things, and still get to play basketball.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to travel. Now, have you got a chance to talk to Devin or KJ or any of those guys when they come back over the summer?
Yeah, I talked to Kevin and Grayson, Fred Hooks also a lot.
That's right. Sorry, Fred.
So I talked to them, so I know what's going on over there. So it's just a matter of time now.
So the language of the food, what's the toughest part for them?
Probably the language.
Yeah?
The language, yeah.
All right, well, interesting. Should be a lot of fun. You guys, of course, in action, back end of a triple header on Saturday night, friendly confines here in Lumberjack Arena. Kevin, thank you so much for stopping by. All right, Kevin makes his debut, and I know that won't be the last time we see him. You keep those dunks up, we're going to see a lot more of them right here on Humboldt State Tonight.
It's time to get into the holiday spirit by getting to Schaefer's and Fortuna Ace Hardware for your family's Christmas tree. They're in and they're fresh. Noble fir trees from $29.99 and up. There's nothing like the scent of a fresh tree from Schaefer's and Fortuna Ace Hardware. Both stores are licensed flocking and flame retardant applicators. Also get all of your holiday decorations, ornaments, and those popular 6-inch potted poinsettias, just $5.99 each. Schaefer's and Fortuna Ace Hardware. Get your tree today.
What does greatness taste like?
Miller Lite.
He throws it across the field.
He's got something.
30,
He's got
40,
something.
50,
He's got it.
40,
He's got it.
20, 10.
He's got it.
End zone. Touchdown. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
That's what greatness tastes like. Triple hops brewed, great Pilsner taste. Miller Lite. Taste greatness.